You think you knew Miss Kitty from Gunsmoke? Think again. Amanda Blake's real life was way weirder than anything that happened in Dodge City. Let's kick things off with the most insane fact. Amanda Blake brought her pet lion cub to the Gunsmoke set. His name was Chemo, and he wasn't just visiting. Amanda actually got him up on the bar of the Long Branch Saloon for a photo shoot, and he posed like a true ham, according to Blake herself.
I thought Matt warned you two last week to leave your fight at home or else stay out of Dodge.
But here's where it gets hilarious. They had to ban Chemo from filming scenes because every single time James Arness would deliver his lines as Marshal Matt Dillon, Chemo would start roaring. Imagine trying to film a serious Western drama while a lion cub is screaming in the background. The production crew basically said it's either the lion or the show, and poor Chemo got the boot. Here's a weird one. Amanda Blake had to steal from herself. She was so rich from Gunsmoke that she hired a business manager named Bill to control her money. Bill would give her a monthly allowance like she was a teenager, and Amanda never even saw her actual salary checks. But when she wanted to buy something extravagant, like a mink coat, she'd sneak to the bank and borrow her own money, then pay it back with her allowances. She once joked, "Sometimes there isn't much to eat in the house, but you should see me in my new mink coat." The best part, Bill totally knew about her scheme but didn't care as long as she didn't ask for a bigger allowance. This is absolutely wild. Despite starring in a Western TV show, Amanda Blake hated rodeos. She thought they were cruel to animals and actually led a group in Colorado trying to pass legislation against them. Naturally, rodeo fans were not happy. After one bill died in committee, Amanda and her small group of activists had to walk through a crowd of angry rodeo supporters. One guy came up to her and smugly said, I'll never watch Gunsmoke again." And what did Amanda do? She looked him dead in the eye, said, "That's fine with me," and straight up socked him. She later admitted she was terrified walking out of that state house, but apparently not terrified enough to keep her fists to herself. Okay, so Amanda Blake didn't just love animals, she made history with them. After Gunsmoke ended, she and her third husband, Frank Gilbert, created the first successful cheetah breeding program in captivity. And we're not talking about 1 or 2 cheetahs, they raised 7 generations of these big cats. This was groundbreaking stuff. Before Amanda and Frank, nobody had successfully bred cheetahs in captivity. They ran this experimental program right from their Arizona ranch, and it became a major contribution to wildlife conservation. She even traveled to Africa multiple times to study animal conservation and bring that knowledge back home. Miss Kitty was out here saving an entire species. Speaking of her ranch, Amanda's Phoenix home was literally a zoo. She had 2 leopards, 2 raccoons, 6 dogs, 7 cats, 2 horses, 1 rabbit, several pheasants, and, wait for it, a toucan. She and Frank built multiple animal compounds on their property to house all these creatures. Imagine being Amanda's neighbor and hearing leopards, cheetahs, and a toucan every morning. She didn't just collect exotic pets for fun though. She was genuinely passionate about animal welfare and helped found the Arizona Animal Welfare League to protect animals across the state. Amanda Blake almost didn't play Miss Kitty. The role was originally offered to Polly Bond, who was Miss California 1954, but Polly turned it down because she was afraid earning more money than her husband would ruin her marriage. Enter Amanda Blake, who wanted this role so badly that she literally refused to leave the Gunsmoke casting office until they let her audition. She was determined and relentless, making sure everyone in Hollywood knew she was the right person for the part. Her stubbornness paid off. She got the audition, nailed it, and the rest is television history. Okay, we're only halfway through and Amanda Blake is already punching people and running a private zoo. If you're loving these wild facts, smash that subscribe button because trust me, it gets even crazier from here. Here's a cool piece of history. Amanda Blake was descended from Kate Barry, a legitimate Revolutionary War hero. Kate Barry was the woman who warned local patriots that the British were coming, helping them win the Battle of Cowpens in South Carolina. That victory was pivotal in ultimately winning the battle at Yorktown, which basically won the war. So Amanda had badass genes running through her veins. Literally. No wonder she wasn't afraid to punch rodeo fans or stand up to Hollywood executives. In 1961, Amanda made what might be the worst financial decision of her life. She sold her residual rights to Gunsmoke for a lump sum of $100,000, which sounds like a lot. Right? That's about $996,000 in today's money. But here's the problem. Gunsmoke ran for 14 more years after that. The show became one of the longest running series in television history, airing endless reruns for decades. Amanda could have made millions from those residuals, but instead, she took the quick cash. Ouch! I guess even Miss Kitty made some bad business deals. Amanda Blake's love life was complicated, to say the least. She was married 5 times throughout her life, with her longest marriage being to Frank Gilbert, the cheetah breeding partner. But her 5th and final marriage was the strangest. In 1984, she married Mark Spaeth, an Austin, Texas real estate developer and city council member. Mark was rumored to be a closeted gay man who had publicly supported the gay community during his political career. Their marriage lasted less than a year. Mark filed for divorce and then tragically died of AIDS-related pneumonia just 1 month after filing. It was a heartbreaking end to what seemed like an unusual arrangement from the start. Amanda's animal activism wasn't just about cuddly cheetahs, it was dangerous. She fought against animal cruelty in pounds and facilities, and people whose jobs depended on those places were not happy. One county pound worker literally threatened her, saying, "If I lose my job on this bill, I'm gonna get Amanda Blake and all her damn animals." She had to hire extra security because of these threats. But did that stop her? Absolutely not. She continued her activism, founded the Arizona Animal Welfare League, and became an early funder of PAWS, which protects performing animals in circuses and films. This one's kind of sweet, but also a little weird. Amanda Blake became so connected to her character that she started using Miss Kitty's judgment to solve her own real-life problems. In a 1962 interview, she told a journalist, "Sometimes I try to solve problems as Kitty would. I think she has better judgment than I have." Imagine being so deep into a role that you're literally asking yourself, what would my fictional character do? It shows how much she loved and respected Miss Kitty, even if it blurred the lines between reality and fiction. In 1975, CBS canceled Gunsmoke without warning. No announcement, no heads up to the cast or producers. Everyone found out by reading it in the trade papers. Even though Amanda had left the show a year earlier, she was absolutely furious. According to the Gunsmoke Chronicles book, Amanda wanted to storm the steps of CBS headquarters in New York City and personally confront CBS president William Paley. Can you imagine Miss Kitty marching into a corporate office, ready to tear someone a new one? The cast never even got to film a proper finale because CBS blindsided them so badly. In 1977, Amanda was diagnosed with oral cancer after ignoring a pea-sized blister under her tongue for months. She was a heavy smoker and had to choose between surgery or radiation. She chose surgery, but there was one terrifying catch. The doctors couldn't guarantee she'd still have her voice afterward. For an actress who'd spent decades delivering lines on TV, that was absolutely horrifying. So when Amanda woke up from the anesthesia, the first thing she did was moan. She later said, "That's when I knew I was okay, that I still had my voice." Talk about a scary moment. She quit smoking immediately after that diagnosis. Before Amanda Blake became Miss Kitty, MGM Studios discovered her and had huge plans. They called her the next Greer Garson. And if you don't know who that is, Greer Garson was one of the biggest box office stars of the 1940s. That's when Amanda changed her name from Beverly Louise Neal to something snappier. She chose Amanda because it evoked Protestant fortitude and because she related to the character Amanda in Noel Coward's play Private Lives. She picked Blake because it was short and easy to remember. Smart branding for 1950s Hollywood. Here's the darkest fact on this list. When Amanda Blake died on August 16th, 1989, at just 60 years old, initial reports said she died of throat cancer, but that wasn't the truth. Later that year, her doctor revealed that Amanda had actually died from complications related to AIDS, specifically a heart attack caused by liver failure and CMV hepatitis, which is AIDS related. Given the stigma around AIDS in 1989, it's likely her family wanted to protect her privacy. Remember, her 5th husband, Mark Spaeth, had also died of AIDS just 4 years earlier. It's a tragic end to an incredible life, and a reminder of how devastating the AIDS crisis was in the 1980s. So there you have it. 15 absolutely wild facts about Amanda Blake that prove she was way more fascinating than Miss Kitty ever was. From punching rodeo fans, to breeding cheetahs, to bringing a lion to work, Amanda lived life on her own terms. Her legacy isn't just Gunsmoke, it's her groundbreaking animal welfare work and cancer advocacy. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more crazy Hollywood stories, and drop a comment telling me which fact shocked you the most.